What's going on, growers? James Pigioni coming to you live from Jersey. Today, I want to share with you 5 hands-on tips for growing better tomatoes. Let's go! The first hands-on tip for growing better tomatoes has to do with how we plant them out. I'm going to show you in this section right here. You'll notice I pulled back all the wood chips until I got to the soil. We want to make sure whenever we're growing anything, we plant into the soil if we're using mulch. We don't want to plant into the wood chips. So what we're going to do, it's a little different. It might seem odd, but I've done it before and it works fantastic. We're going to actually take these tomatoes, see how nice and tall and healthy they are, and we're going to bury them sideways. So let's do that right now. We're going to dig a nice trench, relatively deep, just like this. See an old black walnut in there. Something must have buried. Then we're gonna take our trays. We're gonna pop our tomatoes out. We're gonna be as gentle as we can. You'll notice the nice root structure in there. And they're not really root bound. The roots aren't all tying up, so this is a good time to transplant. So what we're gonna do next is really important. We have to make sure we pop off all these leaves that are gonna get buried. We don't wanna bury any leaves. So we'll pop these ones off here. And even this top one I'm going to take off there. So in the end, we're just left with just the top of the plant essentially. Next, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the trench sideways, and then we're just going to bend this so the top sticks out. Then we're going to backfill with soil. I actually got to go a little deeper here. You can see how sandy my soil is, which is good for tomatoes. Tomatoes like sandy soil. And we're going to just bury it like that. And then as it comes up, we're just gonna bend this tomato. But we wanna make sure we're burying a lot of the stem. The idea with this is when you bury the stem, this is a vine, so everywhere you bury, it's gonna essentially grow roots. So more roots, bigger, healthier plants, more fruit. Next, we're just gonna make sure we have this soil kind of packed down a little. We don't want any airspace. Then we're just gonna water this in. Just gonna water it in a little more. Make sure when you're burying these tomatoes, you're not burying the top there, or it won't be able to grow and unfold. So this method, it's going to take a little bit of time to actually show results because the tomatoes have to produce new roots before they can actually start growing. So once it does produce the roots though, it's going to show an incredible growth. You'll notice it'll just set in and just explode. I'm going to make sure I'm just putting wood chips around it as a mulch to help retain the moisture and help keep the soil temperature consistent. The second hands-on tip for growing better tomatoes has to do with using your fingers as tools. Let's get down into it right here. Here I've got a tomato plant. This is a Sun Gold Cherry, one of my favorite varieties. And when I grow tomatoes, since they're vines, I like to grow them up a stake or a trellis, up one single stem. What this will do is allow the tomato not to get as bushy and prevent things like fungal diseases because a lot of airflow and a lot of light will help that. So as you notice right here, we'll bring you in close, we've got these little things, they're called suckers. And this little sucker is gonna grow into basically its own little tomato plant, just like the top of this here. So what we're gonna do with this little sucker here is just rub it off with our fingers. The smaller we get them, the better, because we don't want this being a lot of growth and then having to cut it out. If you have to cut it out with a scissor or something, it's already a little too late. Next, we're gonna put a stake in, and we're pruning these tomatoes so that we can stake them up. The idea is we're gonna take all those suckers off, it's gonna grow up to one stem, and we're gonna continue to tie it to it. This way, we're growing vertically. We're saving space, we're getting a lot of light, a lot of airflow, and avoiding a lot of errors and mistakes. The third hands-on tip for growing better tomatoes has to do with adding a few different things into the soil when you're planting. So let's just get this hole dug. And this is a nice little raised bed I built, 1 foot wide, 1 by 1 for tomatoes, square foot gardening method. We're gonna dig a deep hole and we're gonna bury the tomato deep, similar to how we buried it sideways. So we get a lot of roots. And you've seen over the years, this is my favorite. I use this stuff when I'm planting almost anything besides the brassicas. So this is Mycos for the mycorrhizal fungi. This year, and I've done it in the past couple years, I'm also gonna be adding some Epsom salt. So we're gonna be putting some of this at the bottom. When using Epsom salt, you wanna make sure that you're not adding too much. So 1 teaspoon is good. Here's half a teaspoon, and then maybe a little more. You don't need a very lot. And then I'm gonna put some Mycos at the bottom too. And going back to Epsom salt, a number of people think that Epsom salt is gonna help you with blossom end rot. That's not true. Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate, so it's magnesium. Magnesium will help for plant vitality and productivity, but it's not going to help with blossom end rot. Blossom end rot is an issue that is actually a calcium deficiency. So if you want to add some calcium to your soil, what you could do is get some crushed eggshells and you could put those into your soil. The only thing is it's not going to get an immediate response. It may take a year or two until you actually get something from that. What I like to do instead is I go take the eggshells, I crush them up, I feed them to my worms. My worms compost them down. You can see some baby worms in there too. So my worms compost them down. So now I've got the calcium in the worm compost. So we're going to put that vermicompost in there. That's my calcium, my eggshells added. And then we're going to plant this tomato in. And your issue with blossom end rot might not be that you don't have calcium in the soil. Sometimes it's an uptake issue regarding water. So really you just need more consistent levels of moisture in your soil in order to not have that blossom end rot issue. So a mulch can help this a lot, and also having good soil structure. The fourth hands-on tip for growing better tomatoes has to do with covering your tomatoes at night with a plastic cover. You'll notice right here, these tomatoes, they're looking great. They adjusted so well when I transplanted them, and I planted these out the same time as other tomatoes I'll show you right now. But these ones are doing a lot better, a lot healthier. And I think it's this plastic cover. Well, I know it's the plastic cover because on those cool nights when it drops down to the 50s, I just drop that down and get the greenhouse effect. Also, with the transplanting, I think it allowed the plants not to have as much shock, because when you first transplant the plants, you know, and I cover this, the humidity is really high. So the plant doesn't have to expel a lot of moisture and transpire a lot and then have to replace all that water with the roots. Instead, it kind of just hang out in the high humid environment and allow its roots to really set in. Once the roots set in, you see explosive growth. So that's what we're getting here. Less transplant shock, quicker growth, bigger plants, earlier harvests. What if you don't have the space though, or you can't even build the greenhouse? That's all right, just use a plastic bottle. It's basically the same thing, same idea. We're gonna take this plastic bottle, we're gonna put it around this plant, and then we're gonna take these wood chips and bring them up around the side. This way the bottle just doesn't get blown over. So this is where the wood chips help too. And we'll do that on a nice cool night, and that'll just help with transplant shock. The fifth hands-on tip for growing better tomatoes has to do with interplanting companion plants with your tomatoes. Just like people, plants like being around certain other ones. So we want to make sure we're grouping ones that get along all together. Right here is a borage. This is a flower. It's a companion for the other tomatoes because it helps improve the flavor and helps the overall growth. Let's get this one in the ground between these sets of tomatoes right here. So right here we're going to put the borage, and between that borage we've got a couple tomatoes, and on the left and the right of it we've got some basil. So we're making sure we're growing tomatoes with the basil too, because those are companions, but they're also convenient because we like eating basil with the tomatoes. So let's get this borage, open it up. Borage was a little dry. I probably should have watered it, but that's okay. We don't want to make sure we bury it too deep, get the right height, and then we're gonna put a little mycose around the base of it too. Just make sure we tuck it in nicely. And these borage are nice because the leaves are edible. It almost has like a little cucumber flavor. So there's a number of companions we plant with tomatoes. Another one right here you'll see is marigold. So these marigolds are good for tomatoes. They are said to actually help improve the quality of the tomatoes also. And plus, it looks beautiful when you have flowers blended in with the tomatoes. I think that idea of aesthetics definitely has to be a part of it also. Plus, in sections, we like to plant garlic too between our rows of tomatoes, because that's another companion to help keep pests away. So the garlic is said to keep away things like red spider mites and stuff too. I mentioned that some plants like growing together, but the opposite of that is true too. There are some plants that don't like growing next to one another. So tomatoes, you don't want to plant those next to your brassicas. They really don't like growing next to one another. But your carrots, they love growing by tomatoes. That's one of my favorite books, Carrots Love Tomatoes. So in this section you see, I've got some new tomatoes planted, then I've got carrots next to it. That's separating my brassicas so they're not too close. So we should grab one of these carrots and see if Tuck wants one. So we'll grab one of these cosmic purple carrots. I'm sure they're getting close. So probably big enough. Not huge, but nice shape on it. Looks like they're growing real well. So we'll wipe it off a little bit and see if Tuck wants some. Want some, Tucky? I'm sure he's gonna. We've been waiting for this, me and him, this time of year. And it's amazing. Once he bites into it, I can just smell it. I can smell the carrot. Same thing with cucumbers too. When you cut these open, it must be the minerals, so strong, such an incredible smell. But if I cut a carrot open in my house, one from the garden, I could smell it almost throughout the whole house. If I cut a carrot open from the store, you can't even smell it when you put your nose next to it. It's wild. It's got to be the minerals. This guy knows what's good. He lets me know what's good, what's packed full with flavor, what's packed full with minerals. So we're gonna make sure we learn from this guy. Tuck loves these carrots. We'll give him more in the future, but we gotta let him get a little bigger. But we got to snack on them when they're small too. Make sure we're enjoying the whole process. Before I let you go, I just wanted to share with you 3 additional tips, ones that have helped me a lot throughout the years. The first one is, if you're having issue growing tomatoes and you have in the past, try growing some hybrid tomatoes. Those are always easier to grow, always easier to get the harvest from. The second tip is when you're planting tomatoes, don't ever plant tomatoes in a section that has standing water. So when you have a big rain and the water just sits there and pools up for a long time, don't plant tomatoes there, because a lot of the issues with tomatoes come back to the fact of standing and sitting water. So you want to make sure you're not planting in those sections. The third tip is if you're in an area that gets a good amount of shade and you still want to grow some tomatoes, try growing cherry tomatoes. They ripen quicker and they grow a lot better and produce a lot better in the shade. That's today's video, growers. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you get out there in your garden and you start applying these tips and they lead you to bigger, better harvests. I know they have for me, and they made a big difference. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share with your friends. Don't forget to check out the merch down low. And whenever you're shopping on Amazon, don't forget to start your shopping with our Amazon affiliate link. I'll put it right in the description. It's such a perfect day out here, and me and Tucker are just gonna make sure we're soaking up the rest of it, enjoying ourselves. So get out there, enjoy your garden, have a lot of fun. We'll catch you in the next one. Tuck and James, we